This is steak and cheese, but the steak is from carrots and the cheese is actually from a video that comes out next week, so you'll hear about that soon. Sorry, I made these out of order by accident. But I've made ground beef from carrots in the past and it was really good. So let me show you how to make this. First, you need a bunch of carrots. I'm using about 10 here to make 2 sandwiches worth of meat. I was looking for a new peeler the other day because mine has been far too abused, and I came across this KitchenAid peeler. It has a serrated blade, which is what gave me the idea for this video. I thought if it could add a bit of rough texture to the peels, I would create a more authentic steak-like texture right off the bat. So I'm not sure if it actually made a difference, but I like to think that it did. So I just washed the carrots and used the peeler to make thin strips that are about steak and cheese-like sizes, and tossed them into a saucepan. I covered them with about a teaspoon or 2 of salt and a decent amount of fresh cracked black pepper. Normally, I would use like a yeast extract like Marmite or Vegemite and a bit of like maybe mushroom seasoning or nutritional yeast to add that meaty flavor, but lately I've been using the beef seasoning from fakemeats.com, which is today's sponsor, but a little bit more on that later. I'm going to be using about 2 teaspoons of that. I'm just going to make sure it's completely covered. I'm going to bring it over to the stove, turn on the heat, cover it in water, and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, I'm going to lower the heat and allow it to just kind of rest at that low simmer for about 15 minutes. And once these are done, you could see how dark the carrots became, and I will tell you, they taste pretty meaty, but they are soft now, so I want to get that texture a little closer to meat. So I'm going to strain these and save that liquid for later. I'm going to preheat my oven for about 350 degrees Fahrenheit and toss these onto a lined baking sheet. I'm going to spread them out so that way they're nice and even and they have enough room on their own, and then cover them with some more black pepper. Now I'm just going to toss these in the oven, and I didn't have a time in mind. I checked every few minutes or so to see how these were going because they are thin and they can go from being done to burnt really quick. Now, if you have a convection oven, that's going to work the best. That's what mine is. And for me, this took about 10 minutes, which was plenty of time for me to tell you about today's sponsor.
Fakemeats.com is the place to go for all of your fake meats needs, including their new Plant Basics plant-based seasonings. These are powdered seasonings that go great with just about anything and make everything taste either like chicken, beef, or ham. You can use the Plant Basics plant-based seasonings to make like a broth, like what I've done in this video and a few in the past, mix in with other spices to add a meaty flavor, or just sprinkle them on your favorite foods while cooking. I've done that quite a bit too. They have simple ingredients and they go great with the Plant Basics textured vegetable protein, crumbles, chunks, and bits. Today I'm using the Just Like Beef, but they also have Just Like Chicken and Just Like Ham. Now I've used the Plant Basics textured protein chunks to make chicken. I did like a gyro with that. I've turned a few things into ham using the stuff. It comes out really, really good. And every one of them are plant-based, gluten-free, non-GMO, and kosher. I mean, I'm sprinkling this stuff on everything. So gang, click the link below or head over to fakemeats.com for an exclusive sale. You're gonna get 15% off the Plant Basics plant-based seasoning from now until July 31st, 2023. Use code SAUCE23 only at fakemeats.com. Fake Meats, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for these incredible seasonings. I mean, they're just so good.
And we're back. That was quick. So while the carrots were baking in the oven, I actually chopped up about half of an onion and tossed some oil into a saucepan over about a medium heat. Tossed those onions in and let them cook until they were translucent. Once they were done, I added in my slightly overdone carrots. I did make these a little too dark, dang it. And just allowed the onions to kind of steam the carrots, which is going to give it maybe a little bit rougher of a texture. After these softened up a little bit, I ended up adding just maybe a teaspoon or 2 of the extra marinating liquid that was left over and allowed that to steam and covered these up and allowed them to cook for about 10 minutes, which might have been a little bit too long. While we were cooking these, I actually prepared my bun, which was just a regular hoagie bun. I'm going to use some vegan mayo, probably a bit too much, but I like it. And then we're just going to load up the buns with the carrot meat and cover this with that vegan cheese I made. It's actually a copy of the new Taco Bell vegan cheese that I just tried on the new Crunch Wrap, and that video comes out next Tuesday, and I'm really excited about this one because this cheese came out really good, and I have some ideas on how to tweak it and just continue making it better. This is a pretty good cheese. But back to the sandwich, this thing looks incredible. I can't wait to try it, so now let's see what Monica has to say.
Here it is, cheers. I mean, I like it. It tastes like a steak and cheese.
Yeah, it's really good. Let me get some of the steak by itself.
Yeah.
No, I love this. You gotta take like a steak and cheese
Yeah.
together. It's got kind of a sweetness and savory at the same time. It's kind of like a pulled steak, almost. It could be like a little bacony too.
They're a little bacony to it.
Just because of like the way it feels and the texture.
Yeah.
But it has like a very meaty, steaky flavor.
It is nice and
Cheesy.
beefy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like it.
I need a napkin. This is crazy.
No, it's definitely got like a savory and rich flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. It's good. Take another bite. Yeah. It's tender, kind of like a soft firmness. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that
Like
makes sense.
a
I mean,
firm, like bite to it. So it's not soft, like mushy soft, but just a tender bite to the
Yeah.
steak.
I guess like tender meat,
Yeah, exactly.
you know? The cheese sauce goes really well on this. I mean, we've been using the heck out of the cheese all week.
I know.
That was really good. I'm trying to think what else.
I
I mean,
mean,
do you have
this-
any other thoughts? I mean, that's a good sandwich.
Yeah, it's a really good steak and cheese sandwich. I mean, I just really enjoy it. I think it also has like a little bit of a kick to it. It's not spicy or anything like that, but
think it's
it's
the cheese.
definitely like, yeah, as it hits your tongue, there's a little bit of a kick that sticks around, you know?
Yeah.
It's good.
But no, that's really good. I dig that. It's steak and cheese from carrots. Well, steak from carrots.
All right. No, that was good, baby.
Yeah.